A very good morning to you and welcome to another edition of the Dawn program on iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. Today is Tuesday, the 27th of May 2025. My name is Emmanuel Joseph Akile and I'll be right here in the studio with you on the show from now up to 8 a.m. Thank you for starting your day with the Dawn program. It is on iRadio every weekday from 6 to 8. To comment on any story that will be featuring on today's edition of the Dawn, do not hesitate. You can later on dial 0911 or 22986 Send us a text message on 13986 You can also stream this broadcast live by logging onto our website, iRadio.org. Follow us on Facebook and X at iRadio Juba. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, iRadio South Sudan. صباح الخير مستمع راديو أهلا ومرحبا بك في حلقة جديد من برنامج الدون. اليوم الثلاثاء الموافق 27/5/2025. البرنامج بيجي في يوم الأسبوع من الساعة 6 ل 8. شارك معنا بعدين بالاتصال لأرقامنا ورسالة نصية. تابعنا على الإنترنت على الموقع iRadio.org، على الفيسبوك وإكس على iRadio Juba، وما تنسى تتابعنا على يوتيوب channel iRadio South Sudan. نمشي لفاصل ومنه حنبدأ بفقرة Residence Report.
نتاكم في جنوب السودان.
This is iRadio. When contributing to a topic on the radio, please avoid statements that may incite or promote hate. We encourage constructive points of views and criticisms that aim at providing solutions to problems facing the country. We do not want rumor mongering or information that is regarded as hearsays. We advocate for messages of peace and unity among the people of South Sudan. This is iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
This is the Dawn Show on iRadio. Wake up. Get information, get education, get everything that you need on iRadio.
صباح الخير مرة ثانية مستمع راديو. دلوقتي اللي نبدأ بفقرة Residence Report iRadio. نعم.
جسم بيمان ولا كله
نمبر 1 سلطان جوزيف.
أنا باهيجا إيمان ولا كله ونهاية زملاك وبتربية من كمان وزول شغله كويس. أنا باهيه برضو. أكيد أنا بهاي ماما ماريا بقوله قمبوك أمول بول. أنا ما أعرف بجاز بتوع كتا ولا جنو. وصار بجيب قمبوك أخوي أنت ماشي في فصل بتاعك بانجان كشوك ودكتور ثاني هناك ومولانا دينا أوريني مع زملاء بتوع كلها أثرت كلها فول كميز. أنا بهايهم كله. إيمان ولا أنا ما نسكت كله. طبعا اليابان وعملوا كبار سما جدا كانت في جوبا عيني. إني كبر جديدة وقبل كده أنا كلمت فوق كنت ما في زمن داك. الكبر الجديدة بتاع شوادا طبعا دي شو تبراك بتاع قيادة عيني. كل الجبل والقيادة وكل حياة كله. طيب الكبر السما ده في واحد ما عنده ضمير. شفتها عمل ترومبا فوقه ترومبا بتاع يا جماعه بنزين يا جماعه. في ترومبا ده في نادي في كبري ده معقول يا مالوي. والناس اكادين مسؤولين بتاعنا كان مصور مركزي ولا مصور الولاي ولا حتى في كانسل ساعه كده ما بقدر يكلموا المواطنين ذات وساكتين للجنوب. كبري جديد يعني في ترومبا. أنا ما أعرف سر بتاع ترومبا ده يا إيمان ولا كله. أنا ما أعرف في شنو في ترومبا ده. فيها دولار فيه براو ولا فيها شنو يعني. ما في كتور. أنا بناشر الحكومة كان حكومة مركزية ولا حكومة ولاي. يا أخي ترومبا بتاع الجنوب السودان ده كلمة بعيد هذا إن شاء الله جبل عمياني ولا جبل يعطوني هناك. إني لقابل كثير. ترومبا ده يمشي يا جماعة. ترومبا ده فيها كتورة. مواطن بتاع الجنوب ده بس كون يوم إلا يوم بتاع الموت na bukori rabbuna amul mamul turu uyen ku fi mudi hada ya motini bata madina juba ya ka turumba da lo asabto amul tuze kanu biyu bata fulma dabas sama ajiyar ku tura ya jama'a ya na bata ganun ita da kuy fogu ya ake zalaminiya kalam da ma kuwa jama'a kalam da turumba da yau malayam da sufa da baljuwa ya kan zaman kan muhafiz kan gamlo gam sakat jam mana bara mulo churu la sakat ukan ga be barnaamij bita turumba ana bar wa ma damir sakadu wala churu yani ya iman wala kile utai chu be na barak turumba jadida mulo gabali samai wala annar da billahi da da shi wala ramu turumba da kali raja kalam amla ke ta rijala shabakana شكرا ايمانويل.
alright شكرا كثرة الطرمبات من غير المواصفات المتوقعة على حسب كلامه. راديو صباح النور. تفضل.
سلطان جوزيف باتي فرمان سبورة خفا بانجان أبو ياس منجيليا موزيس ala zato sabalker ina kaman liya wabitai tako sabalker da gusino ina kuat sabalker ina kullu kasaran pakar petana saranta kede kullu anna jo kusino batal sabagan nagul bat kalam petante kabadi ya asli jil anna yejini anna حل مشاكل حل المشكلة وانتخابات يا بيكون دعوة لدبرة بتاعنا خاصة الجنوبيين إن أنا بقول الناس في السجن الناس ناصريات وبقي ناس على في السجن كلي ناس سنكيف انتخابات اللي بناوره سنكيف ما بقدر جامله ترتيبات بتاعه جاهزة وبقي قوات جتنا سوا وأي زلم في الميدل أوبوزيشن لأنه أنا في مجال الانتخابات في 6 لم يجي يا نادر أنا بنادى حكومة ورلا حكومة يلا حكومة يكون نازل عشان كم بقى جاب في كلامه تاهي كان ده واحد من هاي الفوق نازل الانتخابات في لكن كان غالبا ملا يلي في ما بيناجا من الانتخابات وأنا بيكون رئيس واحد أنا بيكون بجيش واحد وكادمات بيكون حتى كادمات سوار على صح شهر كي غفور ما تيم شهر كي كي جيشا شهر تا نيمولده ياو كله أوفر وكلامات أمبوسات تسكت سوني وشهر بتا يعني سوار كي بيجي بلنا إنتاجات بيجي بلنا بوز ده سوار ده كمقفول أقول أكل سوار نمقفول قبل سياسة لير كروجان agriculture بيكون تمام كيس كلام ده economic كذا هذا كده روا كده نزل ياو قبل زايد ما كروجي كلام ده insecurity فأنا بقول لكم كانوا مودر حل دليل كيس أنا بيكون مرتاحين ومن بيكون مرتاحين كبار دوا شكرا.
يعني أنت تقدر انتخابات كده عملوا.
انتخابات كده ولا لأن انتخابات دي دعوة للدبرة بتاعنا بالجنوبيين.
alright. شكرا لك كواني انتخابات لازم يعملوا. راديو.
أنا جزء كله good morning.
Yes, good morning.
David Mago, wow.
Yes.
Greeting brother to regular callers, the listeners, the writers. If there are other people who have joined iRadio, they are welcome. This is our parliament that we do discuss without anything that being paid to us. So if you join us, you are welcome and you give your opinion without speech. Emmanuel, what I would like to talk this morning, I would like to talk about the salaries by itself. Mikila bitaguru is albiga katopi siyasa gal yo marba o sirende piwaraga batla ina social media o radio gal ma tala. Anada nugule nazlo fi naz bagabel ma bolmel kalima nugulo gal la warak bitaga ta gad bugul makta bitaga guru de ma gad wosul nasal shakali makum. Hel u gad basal wazir maliya wala gad basal governor bita central bank ولا برنامج ده شنو 2024 لما الناس كان قاعدين ساكن ما في حاجه بيقولوا ما طلع ده كان ما في مشكله لكن زمان خلاص حكومه لقبت حاجه ده مع سياسه وكل زمن ممكن زول عنده دين ولا زول عنده جنب بتوع قاعد مدرسه كاس والي بمشي بترد جانا من مدرسه قال ما طلع وما اللي بيقولوا ده في الراديو ده ما بوصل للناس اللي شغالين هل النظام زي ده النظام ده شغله بيكون كيف
يعني المرتبات ما وصل للموظفين في واو وانت واحد منهم
الموظفين الفواو في ناس ما لقى ما بتاع شهر 3 في ناس ما لقى زاد ما بتاع شهر 4 ولسه انا لقيته في السوشيال ميديا قال ما بتاع شهر 5 طلع هل الاوراق اللي بكزنوا ده بمشي بكده في وزاره ولا في سنترال بانك هناك ده فعلا بتقول بكون شنو
هل انت واحد من موظفين ديفيد ماجوك؟
يس
انت ما لقيت بتاعك؟
انا ما لقيت بتاعي عشان المشكله انا قاعد بتكلم هسه ده في ناس لسه ما لقى ذاته كلا لو بعدنا لقى شهر 4 ثانيين ما لقى شهر 3 ثانيين لقى شهر 3 ما لقى شهر 4 وياو شهر 5 زاد طلع هناك هل الحكومه دي انت بيجي الناس بتاعك اللي انت مفصول منه انت بيقولوا حاجه ما حقيقه هل زمان انت كعبار ما بيقول شنو اوكي نمره 2 زول اللي بيقولوا بسجن هناك ممكن بيقول زول مجرم حكومه طلع ما وما داير يدينه قروش بتاعه هل ليه الحكومه قاعد بتدبل مشاكل دايرين نشوف ناس يراجعوا برنامج لو قروش ما في قليل يشوف برنامج ده قروش ده لازم يكون في مشكله وين
alright thank you شكرا لك شكوى برضه في موضوع المواهي
هاي راديو مانويل جل وكيله
سيبوا كده
صباح الخير يا اخوي كيف انت؟
صباح النور ودرتها
والله قاعد ما هو السبب الغياب بتاعنا في شمال بحر الغزال ما قاعدين نشارك في الدور لان الدور صباح ما بكون شغال ما البث ما بسلنا لحد بعد الساعه 8 وربع 8 ونص البث بيسهر عندنا يعني ما عارفين الموضوع ده شنو
قدرت من الساعه كم؟
والله صباح بس من الساعه 6 لين نفتح الساعه 5 ونص ما بتلقاه كويس يعني هو البتاع ده تقول بيت من الساعه 11 الساعه 12 بعد الاخبار بتاع 9 ونص ده بكون شغال لحد الساعه 10 كده 11 واحد لو نام صباح لما تفتح ما بتلقاه ده المشكله بس
انا اتكلم الفقره التقنيه
واضح معنا هنا
نعم
واحد تحياتي لكل المستمعين بتاع داعي راديو نسلم عليهم نقول لهم بارك الله فيكم وربنا يعينكم ويعين جنوب السودان. نمرة 2 أنا هنا الراديو بتاعنا المحلي كل أيام انتينر بتاعه يوم الله كان في مطر وفي رياح كبيرة جدا رمى الانتينر هسا الراديو وقف والبلد خلاص بقى في ظلام ما في مشاركات محلية في مواضيع اللي بنناقش في البلد فدي واحد من الحاجات اللي نقوله عشان انه يزول بعيد يعرف انه الراديو بتاع جمال بارغزال ما يسمى بدا كل يوم وقف من يوم الأحد الساعة 2:30 يا أول مطر ده رمى البتاع ده فأوضاعنا كويس عموما أويل شمال بارغزال كويس أحواله الأمنية هادي والمطر بتاع يوم الأحد ده خلى الناس يبدأوا مبارز زراعة طوالي كل زول هسه بدأ يزرع موقع بتاعه فنقول لكل جنوبين بارك الله فيكم وربنا يعينكم وشكرا جزيلا بارك الله فيك.
alright شكرا لك وبنتمنى لذوي او والويشز ان هم يدعموا لإعادة آي راديو على الهواء في الولاية خاصة في الفترات الصباحية وكمان راديو بتاعت كل يوم هناك. وده بيجيبنا ل20 دقيقة بعد الساعة 6. نقرأ بعض من الرسائل على الفيسبوك. جون ماين wrote good morning I radio listeners callers now residency here nothing bad watching you live from Gumbo. Good morning I radio I'm watching you live from Juba town and happy Tuesday. This one is coming in from Justin Kerry. We read another message here also coming in from Aban Chol who said good morning and here nothing bad I am watching you live from Rang. Ngaba Angelo said good morning Akile pass my greetings to the to Barak Peter Shiro Alfred Jamus Momo Boy Christopher Dobili and Francis, not forgetting about all the students of Yambio Health Science Institute, plus the listeners of I Radio. I'm watching you live from Western Equatoria State. Ulini Abanga said, good morning. I am watching from Wow here in my residential area. Everything is calm. Only the issue of cholera outbreak is alarming, and we need everyone to be vigilant and continue to practice the preventive measures against cholera there. And this is a serious concern, and it's a good message there for people to follow and also ensure hygiene there. Ngui Ustaz said, good morning from Wow. Greetings to you in the studio and also to the listeners, writers, and the callers of iRadio. And he's also saying, we are fine. We are waiting for what was announced by the Vice President on the date of 24th of every month. Employee will receive, or every employee will receive his or her salary. And 24th of this month has gone without salary. Tell us more details as to where are you writing from and whether you are a civil servant or not. Aher God said also, good morning to you in the studio. Charao كتب صباح الخير إيمانويل إحنا في بوابة أصبحنا بألف خير ونتمنى كل الناس يصبحوا كويسين كمان معاك جنفيل. Michael Ochang said, good morning Akile, this is Michael watching you live from Torit town. Torit is okay and nothing bad. John Bullish said, good morning, watching you live from Wow. My regards to all South Sudanese across the nation. My regards to the listeners plus the writers and callers of iRadio. My area is very cold this morning. I pass my regards again to my son in Juba called Jimmy John Bullish and my friend here in Wow called James Siata, and finally to Sadia Peter Marco. Another message here from John Okot, who's watching us live from Wow. Triple A Attempt said, good morning. My thanks goes to you for every morning for the presentation and also for reading out our contribution on iRadio. Secondly, thanks goes to David Magog for his usual morning greetings by greeting iRadio callers, writers, viewers, presenters, and also and even all the entire South Sudanese. We are all contributing for the betterment of South Sudan. I'm watching you live from High Nazareth, Western Bahr al-Ghazali State. Wow. Honorable Ayumi Peter said, good morning to all the listeners, regular callers of iRadio and the staff, not forgetting all South Sudanese within and across the globe. We woke up well, nothing bad in our area. I'm live from Tomping residential area. BB Louise also wrote on our Facebook, I'm watching you live from High Mortamadia, Western Bahr al-Ghazali State. Wow. Nicola Ton said, good morning iRadio. Budama Sohire said, good morning to writers, callers. I'm watching you live from Imihirejek. My regard goes to Henry Bogo, Francis Habu, Martin, and also Samuel Apari, and lastly to my Odomi in Lologo 1. Edward Kami said, good morning Akila, I'm watching you live from Volo County, Western Equatoria State. Volo is doing well. Just busy with the garden work. Well, keep doing that. Very important. Agriculture. Dolibi Christopher said, good morning, watching you live from Western Equatoria State, Yambio, my area. Pass my greetings to all the listeners of iRadio. He said we are tired in Yambio because of the prices of goods, and we are appealing to our government or leadership that we, the citizens of South Sudan, we are really tired. It's referring to the skyrocketing prices of commodities there. Alakabir Johanna said, good morning Akile, and to the listeners of iRadio. In my area, we are streaming live from Wow, High Daraja. Susan Awate said, I'm listening right from Gudelle, Block 4. Another message here from Dengwol, who said, I wish everyone to find here. I wish everyone is fine and we receive rain here and everyone is busy. Alberto Albino كتب أصبحنا أصبح الملك لله. أسعد الله صباحكم بكل خير وعافية. تحية وتقدير موصول لك في الاستوديو وكل المستمعين. استمع مباشرة من واو حي لوكو. نمشي لفاصل ومنه حنجي نواصل. صباح الخير.
Are you tired of the long queues while transferring money? Well, MTN Momo International Money Transfer is finally here. You can now send and receive money to Uganda or Kenya, or receive money from the rest of the world. Experience financial freedom and easy life with Momo. To access the service, dial *200 *1 *3#.
The Ministry of Health is conducting a commemoration of African Vaccination Week with a new vaccine introduction of pneumonia vaccine, targeting all children aged between 6 to 14 weeks. Take your child to the nearest vaccination center during the African Vaccination Week or Big Catch-up campaign.
Good morning, Mama Alice.
Good morning, Mama Ladu. Where are you coming from this morning?
I had taken Ladu for pneumonia vaccination at the health center to protect my child against pneumonia and meningitis. He was also vaccinated with other routine immunization vaccines at no cost. Is baby Alice already vaccinated?
Yes, she was vaccinated last month. Does she need to be vaccinated again?
Yes, she needs to be vaccinated with at least 3 doses at 6, 10, and 14 weeks to be fully vaccinated, immunized, and protected against pneumonia.
Really? I just heard from afar that there will be a vaccination campaign during the African Vaccination Week, but I was not keen enough to get the details.
You know, pneumonia vaccine is effective in preventing pneumonia and deaths in infants and young children. This vaccine has just been introduced this year, 2025. A lot of children were not vaccinated. Some even travel without being vaccinated. I wouldn't want to see any child get pneumonia.
I didn't know that pneumonia is very serious, that it can cause meningitis and even death.
Yes. Pneumonia is a life-threatening disease caused by bacteria or viruses. The signs are cough, fever, chills, and shortness of breath, which may be accompanied by chest pain when breathing or coughing. Children who survive may experience long-term effects on lung function and increased risk of respiratory conditions like asthma.
Asthma or lung function complication? Oh, that sounds scary. How can I protect my child from this dangerous disease?
The only way for your child to be safe is when your child and all children in your neighborhood are vaccinated with pneumonia vaccine.
I will do that immediately. Where can I take my child for this vaccine? Hope it is not late.
No, you are not late. Pneumonia vaccine and all the other routine vaccines are available at all government health centers in your areas. Tell your neighbors with children between 6 to 14 weeks to be vaccinated.
I'm glad you told me. I will take my child immediately to the nearest health center for pneumonia vaccination.
Bring your child to the nearest health center and protect them from pneumonia and other vaccine-preventable diseases. This message is brought to you by the National Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and South Sudan Women in Medicine.
iRadio, for reliable and objective news from across South Sudan and beyond. Tune in to iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, for news you can rely on from across South Sudan and beyond.
مرحبا بك مرة ثانية مستمع راديو في كل مكان. نرفع مكالمة ده قبل ما نمشي لعناوين الأخبار. أي راديو.
أي راديو صباح الخير. جود مورنينج إيمانويل جوزيف أكيلة.
باتيستا تفضل طوالي.
أي باتيستا أرمانو من جوية الخضراء. زمن ما في لكن أنا بس عندي نقاط مهم دار المسا. عرفنا إنه مرتبات ما في وحتى لو مرتبات في مرتبات ضعيفة. والضغط الاقتصادية ده كثيرة للناس. يعني التجار بيجوا يعني زي مكنة بتاع عربية الأوتوماتيكال. كل ما زادت الزمن يعني طول في سيره لو من كان فيه بطوالي بغير برفع لقدام. المبرر شنو احنا ما عارفين. الدولار هو ثابت ما بين ال 570 و 580 و 575 في الدايره ده، لكن حتى زيادات بقى طوالي كله بعد 3-4 يوم تمشي محالي اشتريت حاجه كان مثلا ب 10,000 يقول لك بقى ب 12,000 بقى ب 15، اشتريت حاجه ب 20 يقول لك بقى ب 20-25. هسه ايام اللي فات كنا بنكب مويه برميل ب 8,000، اصلي في اليومين ده قال هنا زادوا المويه بقى ب 9000. 9000 ده مناسبه شنو في زمن انه وقود في ترمبات قاعد ينزل من 8000 نزل ل 6000 شويه و7000 الا يعني ما في ترمبه ذات حاسس فيه تلقى جاز ولا بنزين قال ب 8000 ولا 7000 ونص، والمويه قاعد يزيد ده شنو سبب شنو احنا ما عارفين. يعني بعد شويه العيش هيزيد، بعد شويه اللحم هيزيد، السكر هيزيد، الجدل كله هيزيدوا. مناسبه شنو ما عارفينه، لكن التجاره عندهم مبرر بقول انه في جمارك عاملين لهم في نملي 100% ولا اكثر من 100% ذاته 300%، وقالوا انه في عربات كثير هناك عايزينهم ذاته ما قادرين يجوا بسبب لما يرجع زادوا كثير. جمارك بيزيدوا والشعب بتاع تعبان، البدفع قروش بتاع تاجر ده له منه، ما ده مواطن المسكين تعبان ده بدفعه. نعم انت شلته من تاجر لكنه بيلف بدهرك هناك بيجي لمواطن بتاعك، وما بيقولوا ان انت عملت له كده عشان يجي يشيل منك، وانت ما قلت دي زي ناس. خلينا نعمل شنو يا جماعه؟ نمشي لمنو نشتكوا لمنو كده؟ شوفوا لنا كلام بتاع موضوع جمارك وزيادات الضرائب وحاجات الكثير عشان تجار ذاته يقدر يعملوا لنا اسعار بتاع حاجات قليله، لكن اسعار الغاليه مسببينها قالوا ان الحكومه بتاعكم هم مسببينها.
يعني السواقين بتاع التريلات بيقولوا سبب زياده المويه ده بالضرائب.
بضرائب وبسبب بتاع الاسبيرات برضه قال زايد. يعني بقى ما كلام وقود، زمان ناس مواصلات وناس مويه يقولوا وقود، هسه بقى يقولوا ضرائب وجمارك وشنو اسبيرات حاجات ثلاثه تجار كله بقى يقولوا كده، فاحنا دايرين نشوفوا لنا حل في كلامنا. شكرا.
أورا شكرا جزيلا. لازم نشوفوا الحل يا الكلام ده. موضوع الجاز والوقود او الفيول نزل شويه بقى ل6 وحاجه، لكن ده برضه بقى بيرجع لموضوع بتاع الاسبيرات وموضوع بتاع الضرائب والجمارك، ده برجع كله للسلطات. نمشي لعناوين الاخبار باللغه الانجليزيه.
This is iRadio.
The iRadio.
Your eye on South Sudan.
News headlines with Lasuba Memo. Good morning, Lasuba. What do we have today?
Good morning, Emmanuel Joseph Akile. The Central Equatorial Government has defended the state's right to collect revenue and urged the South Sudan Revenue Authority to reconsider its statement, adding that it is acting in line with the South Sudan Constitution. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with the Western Bahr El Ghazali State Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, has launched a seed distribution program targeting 30,000 households in Wau and Ju River counties. And elsewhere, Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister has announced that the country has temporarily closed its embassy in the U.S. capital amid an investigation into an alleged visa scam.
Right.
These and many more.
Thank you, Lasuba.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
It's the break of a new dawn, and this is the dawn on iRadio.
Right, and welcome back from the break. You'll get more details about the news headlines after 26 minutes from now. Let's move on with our program where the government accused the mobile company of failing to pay the required taxes and license, and that is the VivaCell. Now, the government actually won the government says it has actually won the case big as court slashed VivaCell compensation from $2.9 billion to only over $48 US dollar. This is according to the government spokesperson, who is also the Minister of Information, Communication, Technology and Postal Services, Michael Mokwilweth, who said the International Court of Arbitration has now substantially reduced VivaCell's claim against the government. Now, a court had awarded VivaCell $1 billion after the mobile company sued the government for shutting down its operations in March 2018. Now, the government had first accused the mobile company of failing to pay the required taxes and license fees. And the government also argued that VivaCell had not obtained a license after South Sudan gained independence in 2011 and then continued to operate with license issued by Sudan, evading taxes and license fees amounting to $66 million US dollar. And this came due to the concession. That is why the government allowed VivaCell to continue operating in the country based on the previous agreement signed during the One Sudan, and this is in good faith from the government side, according to Makui. He also said that government demanded that the companies surrender shares belonging to opposition leaders in Juba. Now, in response, Al Fatoush Group, a Lebanese company operating the mobile company, filed a lawsuit against the government of South Sudan at the International Court of Arbitration, known as ICC, and demanded $3 billion in compensation for the shutdown. Now, the court awarded the group a $1 billion in restitution. However, in early 2023, the government availed a $4 million and hired a lawyer. That is the $4 million hired a lawyer to appeal to the arbitration constituted under the ICC. Now, speaking to the media yesterday, Minister Makui said the government received the decision from the tribunal reducing the amount from $2.9 billion to about or more than $48 million. He described the decision as a win for the government in the international legal arena, adding that their legal team will work with the National Communication Authority to make the claims. This is what Michael Makui had to say, and he explained the genesis of this and also what they received yesterday as the government, which means which he termed as an award.
The Republic of South Sudan received an award. An award is the decision of an arbitration. An arbitration court, when it sits to arbitrate, what it passes as a decision is called an award. So this is a decision of an arbitration which they passed, which they announced the 26th of May. This tribunal was constituted under the International Chamber of Commerce, ICC, but not ICC of Hague. Not the ICC of Hague, but it is International Chamber of Commerce, abbreviated ICC. This body is the body in charge of businesses. It arbitrates. So after the dispute which we had with Vivacell, the Vivacell decided to commence or to raise a complaint to the ICC. Vivacell is the commercial name of NOW, Network of the World. Network of the World is a company, a company which was established and licensed by the Civil Authority of South Sudan, CANS, during the liberation struggle. For your information, we had our own telecommunication system during the liberation struggle, and it was called NOW. This NOW continued. It was licensed in accordance with the provisions of the New Sudan Telecommunication Act. It was licensed in 2003, and from then now continue to operate. Now with the agreement coming in, telecommunication accrued to the national government. So there was no way whereby we can continue to operate our NOW. Now decided to collaborate with other investors, and these investors decided to come up with an operator whose business name was known as Vivacell. Vivacell had other partners, including the SPLM. These people continued to operate before independence. In 2007, the NOW license was given to Vivacell, to the new consortium that constituted the Vivacell. This body continued to operate. And before it could operate, we amended the law, and Vivacell was licensed at the national level, not here, because it was not our competence. But it was licensed with understanding that it will operate in South Sudan, in southern Sudan by then. So it continued to operate. With that amendment, Vivacell was given a massive concessions. It was exempted from payment of all taxes and facilitated a real conducive atmosphere was created for Vivacell to operate. It was given 10 years exemption into 2007, and this period ended in 2018. Now when the period ended, Vivacell was asked to start paying our dues because time without colors. Instead, they resisted and they demanded more extension of the concessions. This was not accepted, and as a result, an order was issued suspending the license of or operations of Vivacell pending meeting the required terms for their operation. We had started negotiating, and then out of a sudden there was Easter, and Vivacell requested that we adjourn and we go for Easter, after which we will come and resume negotiating. They left and they could not come back up to now. Instead, they decided to institute proceedings against the government of South Sudan for an alleged breach. And they claim a sum of $2.9 billion. This what they call their losses and interest. 2.9 was the amount, the initial amount they claim, plus interest. So the amount might have been bigger than that. That was the genesis of the crisis. Now we went to the court, and after going to the court, I'm pleased to report that the tribunal decision in the arbitration have substantially reduced the amount claimed against us. Substantially reduced. No, the amount is 2.9 billion. But with the efforts of our able legal team, we managed to defeat the case. There were 17 points which were raised to justify their claim of $2.9 billion. And out of these 17 points, we won 12 points. There was a balance of only 5 points from all the claims that were raised in order to support their case. And as a result, and after thorough examination and presentations, the final award came out as $48,452,035. This is the amount that ended up in the arbitration. This is the amount that is said to be equivalent to the 5 points that we have lost in the arbitration. This amount is plus interest and cost. Of course, interest and cost, these are issues to be calculated, but the original amount is only 48 million, say 0.5. This is a very important point that we need to know. In arbitration, there is no loser and there is no winner. In arbitration, you must come up with something in the middle. This is why it is called arbitration. So you evaluate what you have achieved through the outcome. If you find that all that was claimed is gone, and whatever little that is brought here is there, then definitely you would say, I won the arbitration. So in this case, we have won the arbitration very highly, because to bring down a figure from 2.9 billion to 48 million is a big thing. It is a great achievement, and one must be proud of that. This is the first case that we have faced in the international arena, because we have been attending to other cases all this time, but this time we made sure that we must win this case. Vivacell had never been thankful to us. We have given them all the necessary concessions, and that is how they have come up with they took us to the court. So our position was very clear, And this amount, which has been reduced now to 48 million point 0.5, say, we'll look into it. That is not the final position, because we have our own claims also. Vivacell had been operating here in South Sudan. We had given it 10 years concession, which they did not appreciate. And during these processes, we have also been looking forward for, because we need something also from them. We need them to pay for their spectrum, our spectrum that they have been keeping all this time, and so many other issues, so many other fees and charges that will be there. So we will continue. Our team, our legal team will not stop here, but they will continue to follow up and work in collaboration with the NCA so that they come up with our claims. And then we make a set-off. We don't know who will be required to pay to the other. Because with this set-off later, when we enumerate our needs, our requirements, our claims, plus and compare it with what they have here, then this is a time when we will say, you either pay me or I pay you that little that will be left. But we'll make a set-off. We'll make a set-off. This is very important, and this is why we are here today, to declare to you that the case of Vivacell, the arbitration process has ended today. The rest, what is left, are mere minor issues, administrative issues that will be followed in the implementation or operationalization of the award. That is the situation in which we are. So, of course, all of you have been following up this case since then, and people had almost forgotten about it because nobody had been talking about it. We have been working in silence with our able team of lawyers. This is our team that worked in silence, in collaboration with a British legal firm. They had been working together all this time. Please sit. They have been working together all this time in silence, with sacrifices, and sometimes paying their own money in order to attend a sitting somewhere. These are the people whom we should really appreciate. We have not yet paid them up to now, but they decided to continue with their work because it is a commitment. They are a committed South Sudanese. We have only paid off the British legal firm. These are the people whom we have paid off. But for them, we told them that they continued, and we have promised them that we will still pay your dues when we are in a position to do that. As of today, we will not be talking about Vivacell case any longer, but we will be talking about other issues. What is left is how best will we make a settlement, or how will we make the set-off. And this is something simple that will be done accordingly. This was the main reason of calling you today, to inform you the Vivacell case is over and we have won it.
Vivacell case is over and we have won it. ده هناك مايكل ماكويلوث وزير الإعلام والناطق باسم الحكومة بيقول بأنه محكمة بتاع التحكيم الدولية خفض بشكل كبير مطالبة شركة فيفاسيل ضد الحكومة من 2.9 مليار دولار أمريكي إلى ما يزيد قليلا عن 48 مليون دولار. وكان المحكمة منح شركة فيفاسيل مليار دولار أمريكي بعد ما رفع الشركة دعوى قضائية ضد الحكومة لإغلاق عملياته في شهر 3 سنة 2018. واتهم الحكومة شركة الهاتف المحمول بالتخلف عن دفع الضرائب ورسوم الترخيص المطلوبة. وجادل الحكومة بأنه فيفاسيل ما يتحصل على ترخيص بعد استقلال جنوب السودان، واستمرت في العمل بموجب ترخيص صادر عن السودان. وقال إنه ضرائب ورسوم الترخيص البالغ ده بيصل ل 66 مليون دولار. وطالب الحكومة الشركة بالتنازل عن أسهم مملوكة لقادة المعارضة في جوبا. وردا على كده رفعت مجموعة الفتوش وده الشركة اللبنانية بتدير شركة الهاتف المحمول دعوى قضائية ضد الحكومة لدى محكمة التحكيم الدولية، وطالبت بتعويض قدره 3 مليار دولار أمريكي عن الإغلاق. ومنح المحكمة المجموع تعويض قدره مليار دولار. ومع ذلك في أوائل بتاعت سنة 2023 استفادت الحكومة من مبلغ 4 مليون دولار أمريكي، ووكلت محامي للطعن عن التحكيم المنشأ بموجب غرفة التجارة الدولية. وفي حديثه لوسائل الإعلام امبارح صرح الوزير مكوي بأن الحكومة اتلقت قرار عن المحكمة امبارح وأدى إلى خفض المبلغ من 2.9 مليار دولار إلى أكثر من 48 دولار أمريكي. ووصف القرار بأنه انتصار للحكومة، وأضاف أنه فريق القانوني بتاع جنوب السودان حيعمل مع الهيئة الوطنية للاتصالات لتقديم المطالبات. جبنا ل 52 دقيقة بعد الساعة 6 في استوديو حاتم. ده زمن بتاع فاصل وحنواصل.
Are you ready for lightning fast, reliable internet that keeps your business connected and running smoothly? Look no further. Eden Technologies got you covered. Introducing Starlink, a cutting-edge, low-orbit VSAT solution delivering unmatched speed and reliability for both businesses and homes. Need powerful satellite internet? Eden Technologies got you covered. From C-band VSAT, perfect for high-demand environments, or Ku-band VSAT for flexible solutions tailored to your operational needs. Choose Eden Tech Fiber Internet for the ultimate choice in connectivity. Upgrade your office with LAN infrastructure and cabling for seamless structured networking, IP phone telephony, and advanced voice over internet protocol services for crystal clear communications. At Eden Technology, we offer ICT solutions, consulting, and expert advice to optimize your digital transformation. Our office is located at Melekia behind Green Rock on Juba. You can as well call us now at 0926 300 511 or 0926 300 501 or visit our website at www.edentechltd.com. Experience the future of connectivity, fast, reliable, and built for you. Eden Technologies Ltd. Get connected. Stay connected. Attention! Cholera is a dangerous disease. It can kill within 3 to 4 hours if not treated. But here is the good news. The oral cholera vaccine is now available to protect you and your family. The oral cholera vaccine is safe and free. Everyone from 1 year and above, including pregnant women and breastfeeding mothers, can receive the oral cholera vaccine. However, do not give oral cholera vaccine to persons who are sick or have cholera and children below 1 year. The vaccine is given orally in the mouth and it's usually in 2 dosage, dose 1 and 2, to strengthen your immune against cholera. The second dose is given between 2 weeks and 6 months after the first dose. With 1 dose, you are protected for up to 6 months, and with 2 doses, you are protected for up to 3 years. The oral cholera vaccine protects you from severe cholera symptoms and reduces the spread of cholera in the community. Do not miss to be vaccinated during the oral cholera vaccination campaign happening in your area. Remember, even after getting vaccinated, it's important to continue practicing good hygiene and sanitation. Always treat your drinking water to make it safe. Use a toilet. Never defecate in an open. Wash your hands with clean water and soap, especially before eating and after using the toilet. And if you or anyone you know shows signs of cholera, seek immediate treatment. If you or anyone of your family member or community is experiencing cholera signs and symptoms, report immediately to your nearest health facility, health worker, or community leader for medical assistance. For more information, contact the Ministry of Health or call our toll-free number 6666. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health with support from WHO, UNICEF, and partners.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan. iRadio.
نرفع مكالمتين بكل اختصار في موضوع بتاع شركة الهاتف المحمول فيفاسيل، وبعد ما سمعنا عن تفاصيل منه من وزير الإعلام مايكل ماكويل. اتصل علينا على 11-22-986-986 راديو.
Akela, good morning.
Yes, Joseph, go ahead.
Thank you, my brother. The statement of the minister is very clear, and the minister said that I'm proud on the reviews of the money from 2.9 billion to 40-something million. What I want to say, these are resources for South Sudan. Even if they are being given $1, we are still saying that we lose our resources. And what caused, what brought that losing, it is the statement of language of coal, shutdown of closure of the beaver sale. Our people, they don't have language of dialogue, they just order. The issue of order has to be verified by our government, because the government, it is a man-made, it's not from the heaven. It's something made by the people. Government is being formed by the people. But if you issue the order and later on you put the people into insecure, what happened to them? That's why those of Beaver Sale, when they hear that there is a close down of the Beaver Sale, they run away, because they know their environment is insecure. So let our people know that language of dialogue is most important. They are supposed to have, because they have right to tax, they have right to give the license. But if somebody refuses, there is a way there to get those money. Now they claim about to reduce that money who being fined, to give them in the court. So let them continue doing that. But my appeal to them, it is to reduce the tension, because everything is being
right.
But what we want as a citizen, we want our resources to be used for the benefit of the nation.
All right, thank you, Joseph. Radio. كشوف تفضل طوالي.
شكرا لك. إيمانويل، أنا بشوف كلام بتاع وزير الإعلام هنا ده انتصار وده احتفال بأننا انتصرنا في المعركة بتاع المحكمة. ما حقيقة. بنحن نلقى معلومات أكثر. بيسأل ده الشركة لكل الجنوبيين. بتخدم يعني زي شنو بيطلع طبعا ده يعني لكل ذول المسكين للثمين لكن المشكلة الأكبر إنه بيسأل كان في أسهم بتاع ناس المعرضة زي ناس ساقين عموم الآخرين. فعمل كيدي وما في داعي له بيسأل للشركة لكل الجنوبيين، مع إنه كان شركة شغال بالسودان ما عملت تجديد الرخصة بتاعه. فكان نرجع لحكومتنا حاجة عام للشعب، ما في داعي له تدخل في صراع سياسي. زي شركة بترول الناس وطلعوا بنفسه براو وكان شغال من زي السودان زي شغال بترول كويس. ونتمنى إنه إذا كان الاحتلال بتاعه ده بكرة بكرة حقيقة قال يكون برضه كويس، لكن أنا بشوف يعني دي بيسأل بنتصل لجنوب السودان لا جاء كلام ولا جرفات صغيرة. شكرا.
alright شكرا لك. وهناك هنا ذكرنا انه هو ما ذكر اسم اونربل ماكوي، لكن ذكر في زمن بتاعت الحركه الشعبيه الا وهو الاس بي ال ام. بيجينا لثواني قليله راس الساعه. Let's leave it there for now. Up next, news in English with La Subo Memo, and I'll be right back after that. I'll pick few calls and before we move to the next item. Don't touch your dial. Good morning.
بدي رسالة تعالي سالفة خير ما يدي معنوها بتاعه. نحن نسوان بذات سنتري كوتيرا ستيت، نحن ما دايرين مشاكل، ما دايرين نرجع تاني في مشاكل. لو إذا في مشكلة بين أخوان بيحلوا براحة. أنا بتمنى إنه كلهم يحلوا مشكلاتنا، لأن نحن تعبانين. ولدنا في حرب ونحن ربانا في حرب، وولدنا إيالنا في الحرب وبروا إيالنا يتربوا في حرب. نحن بتمنى إنه هم ما يرجعنا ورا، ونحن كلنا بنتمنى إنه إخواتنا كلنا يقعدوا بالسلامة. نحن الأمهات، نحن ولدنا، ونحن كان في أي حاجة نحن نتوجه، وكان في كل مشاكل نحن يا مدررين مع عيال بتاعنا.
Looking for the perfect radio partner? iRadio is your answer. Why choose iRadio? Here are the 5 compiling reasons.
Trust and reach. iRadio stands as the most trusted and popular radio station in South Sudan, backed by recent surveys with a loyal listener base. Your message will reach a wide audience effectively.
Extensive network. iRadio is not just a radio station. It's a network of interconnected stations. When you partner with iRadio, we'll broadcast your program across multiple locations such as Wow, Awil, Kwajo, Yambio, Bor, Rang, Malakal, and Baliet, ensuring maximum coverage and impact.
Regional presence. iRadio footprint extends to the states of Western and Northern Bahr el Ghazal, Western and Central Equatoria, Jonglei, Upper Nile, and Warab. By collaborating with iRadio, you can connect with diverse communities and target audiences in these regions.
Community engagement. Partnering with iRadio means engaging with communities at a grassroots levels. Your message will resonate with listeners in various locations, fostering meaningful interactions and driving brand awareness.
Comprehensive coverage with stations in strategic locations like Reng, Malakal, and Baliet. iRadio offers comprehensive coverage that reaches both urban centers and remote areas. Your partnership with iRadio ensures visibility across a wide geographic area.
Don't miss out on the opportunity to amplify your message with iRadio. Partner or advertise with us today and make your voice heard across South Sudan.
Live from Juba, on air and online.
This is iRadio News.
Hello, good morning. This is iRadio News. First, here are the headlines. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with the Western Bahr el Ghazal State Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, has launched a seed distribution program targeting 30,000 households in Wau and Ju River counties. The Ministry of Health, in partnership with UNICEF, WHO, and Gavi, is set to roll out 2 vital vaccines in Juba today aimed at protecting children from serious illnesses. And Central Equatoria's government has defended the state's right to collect revenue and urged the South Sudan Revenue Authority to reconsider its statement, adding that it is acting in line with the South Sudan Constitution. These are stories and more coming to in this news bulletin with me, Lasuba Memo, and now the news in detail. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with the Western Bahr el Ghazal State Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, has launched a seed distribution program targeting 30,000 households in Wau and Ju River counties. The distribution began on Monday in Birinji Payam of Wau County. Speaking at the launch, FAO Head of Field Office Tafigul Isam said the distribution of seeds started yesterday with 1,000 households providing seeds such as maize, onions, tomatoes, and hoes. Meanwhile, Western Bahr el Ghazal State Minister of Agriculture, Valentino Akech Akwer, echoed the minister's call on the farmers to make good use of the seeds provided. Akwer told the beneficiaries, and I quote, FAO will not continue providing seeds indefinitely, as you have heard from the FAO field office head. There will come a time when the UN agencies will no longer provide seeds. You must cultivate the seeds given to you so that next year you can produce your own seeds. Akwer also warned farmers against unnecessary deforestation, which contributes to climate change. The Ministry of Health, in partnership with UNICEF, WHO, and Gavi, is set to roll out 2 vital vaccines in Juba today aimed at protecting children from serious illnesses. The pneumococcal conjugate vaccine, or PCV, and the rotavirus vaccine will be introduced at Al-Shabaab Children's Hospital in Juba. The event, due from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., will be held under the theme Accelerating the Fight Against Pneumonia and Diarrheal Diseases in Children aged 3 to 24 months in South Sudan. These vaccines are key to reducing child mortality by preventing pneumonia and diarrheal diseases, which remain leading causes of illness and death among young children in the country. Officials from the Ministry of Health, UNICEF, WHO, Gavi, and other partners will attend the launch to highlight the importance of immunization and outline the country's strategy moving forward. The Central Equatoria government has defended the state's right to collect revenue and urged the South Sudan Revenue Authority to reconsider its statement, adding that it is acting in line with the South Sudan Constitution. The South Sudan Revenue Authority had claimed the state has no mandate to do so. The State Economic Cluster dismissed the claims by the South Sudan Revenue Authority that it lacks the mandate to collect revenues. Speaking after a briefing to the Deputy Governor, Alex Latio, who doubles as the Secretary of the Economic Cluster and the State Minister of Animal Resources, said the statements by the South Sudan Revenue Authority have disrupted the collection of essential taxes, including personal income tax, in the state. Latio stressed that the State Revenue Authority operates under Article 179 of the Transitional Constitution of South Sudan. According to Latio, a recent routine circular issued by the State Revenue Authority to non-governmental organizations and private companies urged compliance with the state tax regulations. He clarified that the circular was part of a regular government operations and not in violation of national procedures. He added that the state remains committed to working with the national government to harmonize tax systems and avoid double taxation. Latio also pointed out that Central Equatoria recently had talks with the National Government Committee on Revenue Harmonization aimed at sealing loopholes and preventing revenue leakages. He further cited the decisions of the Governors Forum, which was established by President Salva Kiir to address policy gaps between the national and state governments. This is iRadio Morning News, and now to the international scene. Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister has announced that the country has temporarily closed its embassy in the U.S. capital amid an investigation into an alleged visa scam. Samuel Okudzeto Blakwa said the embassy will be shut following the damning findings of an audit team he put together to investigate alleged corruption at the Washington diplomatic mission. The statement added that the closure would last a few days until a restructuring and systems overhaul is finalized. According to Blakwa, a locally recruited staff member and collaborators were allegedly involved in a fraudulent scheme whereby they extracted money from visa and passport applicants. Former Democratic Republic of Congo President Joseph Kabila is back in the country for the first time in 2 years, having arrived in the rebel-held eastern city of Goma. Spokespeople for the rebels, as well as a youth leader from his party, have said Kabila's arrival comes after senators stripped him of his immunity over alleged support for the Rwanda-backed M23 rebel group, which has been fighting in the Congolese army. Kabila, who has previously denied links with the rebel group, recently decried the justice system, alleging it was exploited for political ends. The 53-year-old led DR Congo for 18 years after succeeding his father, Laurent Kabila, who was shot dead in 2001. This is iRadio Morning News. And to end this bulletin, here's a recap of the headlines. The United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization, in collaboration with Western Bahar El Ghazali State Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, has launched a seed distribution program targeting 30,000 households in Wau and Ju River counties. The Ministry of Health, in partnership with UNICEF, WHO, and Gavi, is set to roll out 2 vital vaccines in Juba today aimed at protecting children from serious illnesses. And a Central Equatoria government has defended the state's right to collect revenue and urged the South Sudan Revenue Authority to reconsider its statement, adding that it is acting in line with the Constitution. That's the end of iRadio Morning News. If there is a story or an event you'd like iRadio to cover or report about, please send us a text message at +211 925 287 870. It's also a WhatsApp number. Follow us on X at iRadio Juba, like our Facebook page iRadio, subscribe to our YouTube channel at iRadio South Sudan. You can also visit our website and listen to us online at www.iradio.org. Stay tuned for the news in Arabic at 8 o'clock. I am the Super Memo. Thanks for listening.